Hi again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Around the Town with Chuck. My name is Chuck Guglielmo. It's a weekly interview show where we talk with interesting people in the community. And my guest today is J.D. Lazorik, who some of you may know. I would imagine everybody probably knows J.D., who does a lot of service, not only for his local parish, but also at the Human Resources Center. J.D., thanks for spending some time with us this afternoon.
In the city, if the city needs something, if the park needs something, they call Debbie, and Debbie loans me out. I was one of the three people that built that stage that they used for D-Day.
Well, let's start right there then. Let's start with the park and tell us everything that you've been involved with in your career with the Conneaut Township Park.
Well, most of all, I work for Vince Parlando, because he's a pretty easy guy to work for, and he gets me involved in whatever project they have going if they need a pair of skilled hands, or if not, he gets me for D-Day, for working at the park with the trash collection and moving around of events and setting up the positions for people, the vendors to come in and take up. It's a laundry list of things that no one can remember because they change from year to year. If they need something, they call Debbie Newcomb at the Human Resource Center, and she in turn gets a hold of Renee Roach, and they lend me out for a week or a couple days or whatever it entails to complete the tasks.
And now you also do a lot of work for your local parish as far as volunteering. Talk a little bit about the stuff you do there.
Well, I came back from the military in '93. John Roach recruited me. To help with the parish festival. We built booths. We set up lights, we built walls, we actually put up a building in maybe about 5 days for the festival. We needed an extra place to have meals sold out of. The old concession stand went around 1962, 63, and we needed more space because of the thing had grown, and we needed other space too. So we put a lot of things together. We made it an updated system with gas, water. We also fixed the gas system in the basement of the church. John Roach and I have actually cleaned out the parish hall, which is now being used for funeral luncheons and
you work those?
Yes. I'm part of the Corpus Christi Cooks, which is run by, I think, Renee Roach, and she can't work without all of her volunteers. To name a few are Diane Sadowski, a lot of, I just can't remember, there's so many of them all. Marie Ely is always there. Kathy Nolan is always there. John and I switch off if making fish at the fish dinners. Either I do the lawn or the dishes, and John cooks the fish, or John does dishes. I lay out the fish.
And you're there, and this is, of course, the fish dinners that JD's talking about are during the Lenten season, and they have them like 6 consecutive Fridays, and you don't miss a Friday.
I don't like it because I didn't know there was 48 or 56 days in Lent. But I learned when I went to Cabrini and St. Mary's was there were 40 days of Lent, and I don't know how they stretched it into 74 or 54 days.
What they did was, I think they started a week ahead of time.
They'd go a couple weeks ahead of time to practice and get ready. A lot of people come from around the county just because of the fish. There's a lot of raving about the fish.
It is. It's very good, and for a good price.
Can't beat it, I don't think. You can't beat a good fish dinner with the fixings for, what was it, $7 or $8?
How have you noticed the attendance throughout the years? Do you see it's leveling, increasing, decreasing? Because you've been doing it for quite a while now.
I've been there since '95. Took Sister Jean Marie a couple years to get me involved, but I've seen it grow from year to year, but then I've seen it mellow a couple years in a row, then it explodes. There's no real way to really count on a certain time or a certain amount of people, but you get to the end and you find out you've served just as many as last year or more than what you served last year. It goes along, you get 1,500 people one week, you get 900 the next week. I don't mean 1,500 people, I mean $1,500 worth of dinners and $900, and it's growing every year.
And it's just not sit down. A lot of people come in for takeout.
That's one of the things I was kind of upset about is this is for people to come and have fellowship and get together. But now we serve almost more carryouts than we do eat-ins. But that's fine, people take it home and they have their families over and, they serve a good meal and have a lot of camaraderie with the family and neighbors. But it's really the best part I like is the people that come to eat in. If I don't see a certain person that I've seen years and years in a row, there's always a question, where were they?
That's one thing I'll say about you, JD. If who's ever in there, you make a point to go and talk to them and welcome them. Whether you know them or not.
No, I don't. And I've made some really good acquaintances and friends. And that all started from Sister Jean saying, go over there and ask them, see if they need help, see what they want. And you got to know people by sight. And then I got to know their names after, a year or two. I'm ashamed to ask who you are. I don't want to look foolish by saying, who are you? Just I know the faces, and then when somebody speaks their name, that's how I learn it.
Not recently, maybe the last few years now, they've at Corpus Christi Parish offers a Thanksgiving Day dinner for the community, and you work that as well.
Oh yes,
that's some time on your holiday.
That's a week. That comes from Renee Roach's brainchild, and we start, we start the week of, 18th or so. They have cooked 50 turkeys to this point, and they clean them off the bones and then refroze them to recook. We offer a very good meal, and then we have a multitude of people come in to deliver. They deliver all throughout the community in Kingsville. They get 100 eat-ins, but they get 200 deliveries. That's just a guess, but there's more than that generally every year. And that's November 24th, from 1 to 3 is the eat-in, and the deliveries will start going out at about 10 a.m. and you'll have it delivered by noon. There's a lot of people that come to deliver. There's Keith Schreiber and his son Jacob from the Dairy Queen. We have Nick Arrochi and his wife Lisa come from the county prosecutor's office. We have Ted English and his wife Janet. They come from the Monroe, they work for the Monroe Bureau. He's the maintenance guy out there. We have people such as Buddy Dale and his Buddy Dale Jr. and his 2 sons, Austin and Hunter. They come and they deliver. My son Vinnie Nolan, he takes his bunch with the church youth group, which comes from Ashtabula, was it Our Lady of Peace Parish, and they deliver to the Highland where the seniors are. They deliver to the Conneaut Manor, and they take out over 50 dinners to the elderly that can't get out. And the youth group is not that big in Conneaut, but they get out there. Nick Perkowski takes a bunch of kids and a bunch of meals, and they deliver all over the place.
This was why I wanted to have you on, JD, because I know a lot of people know you, and you do a lot of great service out there for not only the local parish, but like you said, for the Conneaut community itself. You've worked festivals before for the city as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
For Michael Bartone?
Mike Bartone was in charge of the 4th of July festival. I worked that for years until there was a falling out. Things weren't being done, and well, I went my way, they went their way, and I guess Michael quit also.
You've worked the D-Day event as well? Or no?
Which one?
The D-Day event that we have
Oh,
every
yes,
August?
yes. D-Day I've done. We used to have, Corpus Christi Parish used to have a booth down there. We sold fried dough with Ann Gildone and Marie Ely and Diane Sadowski and Kathy Nolan and Renee Roach. But our dough and everybody is getting up there in age, and they just can't get out there and do it anymore. We did the Dock Fest for years until I
Forgot about the Dock Fest. Yeah, Joe Raisin has that, right?
I think Joe's down at the docks
Yes.
now.
I think that's usually late in July.
That was it. It coincided with the windmill run.
Oh, okay.
I worked the Dock Fest, and I go run in the
You run?
windmill run. I represent the Human Resource Center. You know, there's nobody else to get it, and I went and did these things. I might as well use my support for the center.
Now, you do a lot of things at the Human Resources Center. What are some of the things you do over there for Debbie?
Well, I've been there. This is my 25th Christmas there.
Wow, 25 years.
We put out. My notes. Right at this point in time, we put out the Halo program, which is the Holiday Angels Loving Others. They are taking applications. This is the last week, and no applications will be taken after the 18th of November. There'll be Tuesday morning, Thursday morning, 10 to noon, and Wednesday evening from 4 to 6. That's this week, and that's the end of those. I've been there, and it started out as going to help someone for a couple days, and I never left. I take care of the stocking, the delivering, the ordering, the collecting of food, non-perishable food items. I've picked them up from Orwell. We were in communication with the Country Neighbor Program in Orwell, and I used to go there twice a month and pick up loads of food to bring back. I'm there 5 days a week. We have an area where we stage our food, and we can pick from. When people come for food resources, we give them what we have. We've had cheese, we've had eggs, we've had bread, we've had macaroni and cheese, we've had turkeys, we have chickens, we have hot dogs, we have eggs. You know, and a lot of times these things change. We get a supply of eggs 1 month and we don't get them for another 5 or 6 months, we're reliant upon the Cleveland Food Bank, which comes to the center once a month on the first Monday of every month, which is free produce and bakery products for anyone that wants to come and get it. I stage the food, I bring it in, I unload the truck, then I end up, which is the best, is cleaning up.
And you even clean up. Yeah.
And then on the second Thursday and the last Saturday of the month, we have our St. Mary's Soup Kitchen. We don't only serve food, soup. The women sometimes make chicken fingers or ravioli or some kind of sausage biscuit or.
How's the turnout for that?
It's growing. It's growing. I couldn't put a finger on how many. I would say 75 people.
Wow.
That's the last time I've even looked at the list.
And that's in the middle of the day, right?
That's at 10 o'clock, 10 till noon. That's the second Thursday and the fourth Saturday. But I've never been around to watch because I've delivered meals on Wheels for as long as that's been going on.
So you do that too?
That's the thing.
Wow, it's amazing, JD, what you do. I have to ask this question of everything you do. Is there one or two things that stand out that when you were done doing it, you said, this really made me feel proud to do this? Is there anything that stands out, one or two things?
You know, if I have to think about it, the first thing that comes to mind is I've left a mark on the city of Conneaut. I've worked for the city managers. Even when John Roach was working for the city and Public Works, I got to do a few things there. It's the things I've done for the community that last. It's delivering the meals. I've gotten to know all these people I deliver Meals on Wheels to. I can just it's committed to memory. Just drive the car goes.
Is it just in the Conneaut area that you do that?
We do that in the Conneaut area. We go out south, Route Road or so. We go to Kingsville at the county home. There's apartments. There's apartments out in front of that, and we deliver there. It's just I've left an indelible mark on this community, and
you sure have.
In certain ways. But I really, every time I drive by the park, I see that, and in 100 years when I'm gone, somebody will find my name written up. I took a magic marker and wrote my name on one of the boards, and before I nailed it up there, and it's just a thing that has been really good. I really like when we have things at Corpus Christi Parish. John Roach will make the pancake batter, and I'll make the pancakes. We get lost over in the back doing what we do, and his wife and my wife, they do whatever they do up in the front, and we're just in the back having a good time.
You used to also work when we had the school back in the day at Cabrini.
Oh.
You used to work there in the cafeteria as well, right?
Yes, I did that for a couple, 2 or 3 years, working in the cafeteria. And it's hard to, now, I look at Ben Deck for one example.
Oh,
Ben Deck was for kindergarten or preschool, and now Ben Deck is at the University of Dayton. And boy, that makes you feel old. And then I look at Jeff Raisen, who was
Yeah.
6th or 7th grade, and now he's a mortician.
Yeah.
And Marcus Roach, who was 1, and he's
Working for the Pittsburgh Pirates, isn't he?
he's now working for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Steelers.
Also,
Oh, that makes me
So-
happy. Although after yesterday, I don't know. but
he's on the grounds crew for the Pirates
Yeah.
and the turf crew for the Steelers. But he put his 6 years into the Navy before going there. So that just tells you how long I've known people in Conneaut.
How did you feel when they closed the school at that time?
Well, being an alum, I was not surprised, just it was,
Low enrollment. Yeah.
that's what it was, and how are kids gonna learn what we were privy to back in the early 70s, late 60s that we were involved in? It's just, I'm kind of biased. I thought, they should have kept it open, and they should have worked hard to get people in there, but there was a problem. There was the tuition. I'm not gonna sit and talk about money, but it's it's eat or pay the kids to go to school. If, they'd rather eat and take care of their lives. But that was real, and being part of the school was, this is going to open up a different chapter of my life, because they're gonna go to something else.
Well, GD, all I got to say is you do a great job. Keep up the good work. And if anybody ever needs anything out there, get a hold of this guy, because I'm sure he's going to come out and do it. Right?
That's the way it is. We get people at the Human Resource Center that the senior citizens, they need their yards mowed, or they need leaves raked, or...
You don't have to be a senior citizen to help.
Well, that basically how it's worded. They have a service that'll go out from the center to, wash your windows, or clean your porch, or clean your garage. Just we take on all kinds of little jobs from the center, and just now take a little bit. The Voices of Hope Christmas concert
The singing.
is December 1st, from 6:30 to 8:30 at the Human Resource Center. Tickets are $5 a piece, or perishable food item for the food pantry. Tickets are available at the Human Resource Center or at the Chamber of Commerce. And this helps out the CHS Music Boosters also. We do a lot of work for the schools and with the Right Track program, which if they need something, I can expect to be a couple hours overtime there.
Very good. Well, keep up the good work, and
Thank you, Chuck.
thanks for coming on the show.
I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me
JD
know.
Lazorik, man of community service, my guest today on Around the Town with Chuck.